All right. Okay. Let's get it. Okay. All right. We're about to do this first topic. Okay. And by the way, you guys are on YouTube. Okay. So you're on YouTube. All right. Let's because this video is gonna be uploaded later. All right. So I came across this, and I did not watch this whatsoever, but I thought it would be fun to watch this live and give our take on it. So all I've seen from this thus far is just this quote that he says he feels like he's a number one. This is Brandon Miller. So let's go ahead and listen to what Brandon Miller has to say. Quite a few people have seen this already. So maybe it's a pretty decent interview. Now let me go and get this out of the way now. Spoilers, Spurs are not going to take Brandon Miller at 1. Okay. We can go ahead and like say that right off the bat, but let's see what he has to say. Unfortunately we can't. Oh, we can speed it up. Oh snap. I didn't think that you could on Twitter. Okay. All right. We're good. Let's go. Music. Okay. All right.
So over the course of this season, obviously you've emerged as a guy that's going to be competing for top 2, top 3 draft positioning. What did you learn about yourself as a player on the court?
One thing I learned is just just compete at a high level with your teammates. I think that's the funniest thing you can do with any team is just compete at a high level, trying to get better, just show what you're made of.
Victor Wembanyama, of course, is a guy that everyone's going to say is the number 1 overall pick. How do you view the number 1 selection?
For me, I feel like I'm number 1, but you can't beat 7'5", 8-foot wingspan. So I mean, the guy's an animal. I mean, I respect him. I just try right now. I'm just taking it day by day with my family, just slow. I feel like when we get to that night, it's probably gonna be really exciting and emotional.
I don't buy it. He said, I feel like I'm number 1. I don't buy it. You don't say, I feel like I'm number 1, but when Bayama's 7'5", 8-foot wingspan, nah, you don't really, nah, you don't really think that you're number 1. Like I bought Scoot, it wasn't the other day, it was a few months ago. And he said, he was like, I'm number 1. And it wasn't no, but Wemby. No, it was none of that. He was just like, I'm number 1. Yeah, nah. Someone said, did he learn to not bring his friend a gun for murder? Okay, so from what we know thus far, we're gonna keep going with this. What we know so far is that he had nothing to do with, he had no idea that a gun was in the car. At least that's what's being said, right? It wasn't in the guy's coat pocket or something. Also, he was already on his way to go pick them up from that club. He didn't even want to go there. He's like, it's too many people here. But he was going to pick up them. And also keep in mind that it wasn't just a friend. I think that added context, the fact that it was a teammate, is something else as well to keep into to keep track of, okay? Because it's one thing when it's like, oh, it's just your buddies or something like that. Like you look at Ja, and it's not just the fact that he's like acting stupid like with his teammates, the guys that he's on the court with, that's still related to basketball. You got to build that relationship off the court. He's hanging out with like randos where people are like, who are these people? Who are you trying to impress here? Who are these people? So I don't know. I just think that context should be there. So Brandon Miller didn't know about the gun. He didn't even go to the club with them. It's just, I don't know. It's a lot there, and he's obviously not in trouble, and the other two are. So I don't think he had much to do with it. So
a lot of hugs, a lot of handshakes. So I think that's all we can ask for now.
When you think about role models at the NBA level, who are the guys that you studied as you were growing up and playing basketball, and who are the guys you now feel like you model your game?
Paul George. He's going to say Paul George.
Well, I kind of studied Paul George. Just with my own twist to it. I kind of still majority of his moves.
Pretty obvious.
Kind of twist to it.
Watch him play.
And just perfected it. I like more of the Indiana Pacers PG, 360 windmill PG. So. Current PG, he's nice, but I think the prime PG was Indiana Pacers PG. One part of my game that I model mostly is I take pride in the defensive side. Your game's not gonna always go good on offense. It's just how you can impact the game on any side of the ball, which is defense. It's all about making the small plays, like diving on the floor, taking the charges, getting rebounds. I just started taking charges when I got to college. So I feel like giving my body up can go real far.
So in high school, is that you trying to preserve? You knew I'm gonna save it for the pros.
I've never taken a charge in high school. I don't have one on my resume to this day. I usually just block everybody's shot in high school. So I never thought about taking a charge.
He sounds like Lonnie Walker when he talks, but yeah, I don't know.
What was your first charge attempt experience like?
It was actually bad. I got dunked on, but it was a charge. But
you got the call.
Yeah, I got the call. It happens. It was in practice. I'm not gonna tell you who dunked on me though.
What about in the game?
I think it was Ole Miss game. I think it was coming down on a break. Kind kind of try to do a crossover, kind of slid in front of him, took a charge.
What do you think your biggest goal at the NBA level is going to be?
Being a vocal leader. I think I started being a vocal leader this past year during my college year. I think I've always led with my actions in high school. Due to the fact I didn't really talk to anybody in high school, I feel like ever since I got to Bama, I kind of got close with the team and the coaches. I just kind of played in with that.
With your case?
Well, him being kind of to himself and quiet adds, I mean, that's definitely part of his personality. I mean, if we go back to the incident that everyone's going to bring up, and they're going to bring that up on draft day as well. Even during that incident, I mean, like I said, he didn't even want to go to the club. Like, he dropped them off, and he was like, it's too many people. And he went to, like, went out to dinner or something. So, I don't know.
A lot of what you can say is limited, but from your perspective, how do you look back at that situation?
Okay, they're talking about, okay, all right, this is going to get good. All right, what does he have to say? You see, Alabama star Brandon delivered gun used in shooting, who is cooperative witness in shooting, speaks for the first time, calling it heartbreaking. Okay.
You learn from it?
It's definitely a learning lesson. You can clearly see that your career can change in a heartbeat. And one thing I've learned was always got to be aware of your surroundings and just where you're at all times.
Do you feel like mentally and emotionally, you think that tested you in a way as well? Obviously, in the tournament, is something that hung over you. Do you feel like it strengthened you?
Definitely. I mean, it kind of brought me to be the guy who I am. To just to have the confidence to talk to counselors, because I've never really opened up to anyone about anything until I got a counselor. So I feel like everybody should have a counselor to talk to. At first,
True. That's true. Dude, he looks like genuinely upset about that. Like, if you really think about it, like, I know a lot of us putting it in like the perspective of everyone else, or just in the outside looking in, is like, oh man, wow, you delivered the gun or whatever. Like, imagine that. What, like, just hypothetically speaking, you knew nothing about it. You didn't necessarily think that your teammates would do something like that, and you were like an active part of what happened. Like, you would blame yourself, even though I don't think it's his fault. I mean, he didn't know, but like, that's rough, man.
It was hard. It felt kind of weird. Just I didn't really know this person. What can they do for me? And then after a while, you start loosening it up and just getting comfortable with your counselor, and just start building a bond outside of just counseling. I mean, I know my counselor came to basketball games. She knew I was a big Alabama football fan, so she was always asking me about Alabama football. So it's not all about what happens on the court. I think it's kind of a life experience.
And let me tell you guys something, just FYI. When it comes to going to therapy, it takes approximately 13 to 18 sessions for you to start seeing progress. So you got to stick with it. If you can afford it, stick with it. And that's usually how long it takes. And even then, it's about a 60% chance of it working out. But a lot of people, the problem is they already don't want to talk to somebody. They come in for like a couple times, and then they're like, well, that didn't do anything for me. And then they bounce. And they have the idea that it wouldn't have helped them at all. But that's not necessarily true. I think under 13 sessions, you got about a 20% chance, something like that. Thank Josh Primo for I know you're struggling right now, so thank you so much for the super chat. But yeah, you guys know what I'm saying. So just stick with it if you can, if you need it. But yeah, it's good for everybody.
What I hear, you like your Uncrustables. So I just want to know, where does that come from in your palate?
It kind of started when I got to college. It was kind of the only snack I seen in the little pantry area that looked pretty good. So why not take an Uncrustable without the crust, for sure. The Ritz part on it, you take that off before you eat it. So I call it Uncrustable without the crust.
So for you, was it just one of those meals that get you by, or?
It was kind of like one of the snacks after a meal, just to kind of keep my body weight up.
Is it your go-to meal? Like, is that?
I probably have one or two before a game, just to keep the energy up. Not try to get tired or anything. Something to just keep my energy up. I usually take like some Gatorade chews during halftime, just to excel my energy.
Another one of your interests, I believe, is
Gatorade shoes, or did he say Gatorade chews? I think he said chews. All right.
Cars,
Most cars.
Is it just like knowing and researching about cars? Like, how in depth do you get?
Man, ever since the Hellcat Charger came out in 2015, I've just been stuck on that. I think I just done a lot of research and watched a lot of videos about it, just to maybe one day drive it, and I drive it now.
What's your favorite part about that car? Is that the car for you? Is that
My favorite part about my car is probably the stars that I put in my roof. It says B Mill, so I think that's probably a nice view to look at.
You're gonna be a rookie here, coming up. Summer League's right around the corner. What's the accomplishment? What's the accolade that you want to get?
I think my biggest goal is not just to make it to the league, it's just to build my own career in the league. So probably 10 plus years in the league.
Okay. Is that all right? That wasn't actually as much as I thought it was gonna be. How do you not know that your friend gun is in the car? Come on. I mean, you could literally just not know. I don't know. You like it was in the hoodie pocket or something. I don't know. You could just not know. I don't know. Like I don't know. You could hang out with someone and not know that they got a gun on them. I mean, that's possible. I don't know. Very possible though. What? Your energy is bringing me down. Clan almost fell asleep. No, I didn't. This is a boring interview. I was expecting a little bit more. I was expecting a little bit of fire. Okay. I've seen Brandon Miller speak before, like briefly, but I haven't seen him in a full on interview. And he's I don't know, man. He's a Kawhi type. He's pretty quiet. He actually reminded me of Lonnie Walker, honestly. Not Kawhi, Lonnie Walker, but cool. All right, well that was cool. Nice, Brandon Miller. First and foremost, he's not going number one. I'm pretty sure that as far as who's interested in him, the Charlotte Hornets, I would assume. And people already said this before, but the Charlotte Hornets taking him, I would assume that they would want him at 2, only because they already have a point guard and everything, and would you guys call LaMelo Ball like a superstar, or at least an upcoming superstar, right? Like he's going to eventually be a superstar. And then at that point, it's like, do you take Scoot? I don't know. So I could definitely see Scoot going down to 3. I mean, there was things already earlier on this season where people were talking about Scoot could go 3. I think that it will be a mistake for the Charlotte Hornets not to take Scoot at 2. LaMelo Ball and Scoot. Like, I think you should take Scoot. But I would not be surprised if they went ahead and said, no, we need a Brandon Miller type player. That's who we're going to go with. Because let's not act like he's not going to be like a star, can't be a star either. He can be. So, yeah. This is good stuff. Good stuff.